What is up, guys? This is Greg.
This is Jackson.
We are starting our first episode of our podcast called Fourth Down. So basically, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up a topic, or you are going to bring up a topic, and we are going to do basically 4 downs worth of talking. I will start first, or you will start first, depending on who starts it. That'll be first down. We'll move to the next person. Second down, third down, fourth down. We'll do all that until we get to the fourth down. Then we'll move on to the topics. So let's get this a start. We'll start with your favorite teams. Let's start with favorite teams. We'll go through like MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL, whatever else. So go ahead.
So first off, I know next to nothing about sports. Like, I am as blind as a bat can be when it comes to it. So a lot of the teams that I support are just people that I know of, or like my family supports. One big one that my family supports and that my friends do is Eagles. Look, man, I'm not super.
Bad start.
It's not a bad start. Like it's
Go Birds, go Birds.
Go Birds. Bengals, Cats. Those ones. My dad really loves those. And obviously Indiana, of course. And lastly, this is probably gonna get me exiled from campus because my girlfriend attends the school but Kentucky. And those are the main ones that I follow.
Okay. For me, it makes sense until it doesn't. So MLB, I got the Colorado Rockies. I've been a fan of them since I was a little infant. I had so much memories with them. I even had like them come out to like my 5th birthday or something like that, and they brought out their mascot Dinger.
Oh, that's
Every
awesome.
kid was scared of them. They would run away from the mascot, but I was always like, dude, let's play some ball or something. I grew up playing baseball for a while until I kind of grew out of it. I don't know why I did, but I stopped playing, moved on to like video games and online kind of stuff, unfortunately. I wish I stuck with baseball, but what can you do? NFL, or no, actually, I'll keep making sense for now. Colorado Avalanche, the NHL team that is also my favorite. Been to so many of their games as a kid, and the minor league of them, the Colorado Eagles. Amazing time every single time I went with my family. NBA, Denver Nuggets. Again, it makes a lot of sense. All Colorado teams, right? Nuggets, obviously, you got Nikola Jokic, one of the best ever to do it right now. I think he is probably the best player in the NBA right now, I would say. LeBron James, of course. Everybody knows LeBron James.
I know LeBron, and I know nothing.
He's one of the best, obviously. I think Jokic is definitely, if he continues his career how he's been doing it, he may surpass him.
Really?
I mean, he's averaging a triple-double. Triple-double is double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, double-digit assists. Doing that once is like, wow, you did that. That's a really good game. He's averaging that in his games.
Like every single game he's doing it.
Pretty much, yeah. Unless he has a off day, he can score, I believe he scored 60 points in one game.
Is that okay?
By himself.
Okay, so what is like the typical average amount of points for a game? Just for like
NBA?
Yeah.
For NBA, like the team score, like at the final, they average from like 100 to 140 points.
And he gets 60 alone.
He gets about half of that by himself.
Okay.
He averages 40.
Out of like 100.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So the Nuggets, without him, they've been struggling. They've been struggling a lot. They finally got him back. I think it was yesterday. I think that was his first game back. He had like an injury with his foot or something like that. So we got the 3 Denver teams. Unfortunately, the NFL, I absolutely despise the Broncos. The Denver Broncos, the fans know absolutely nothing about the sport. They are there only for the gimmick, and they are there for the beer. Just like Colorado Rockies fans, unfortunately. But I love the Rockies, so I'm not going to put anything against the fans. The Broncos this year, they've been led by Bo Nix, rookie superstar, people say. He just got knocked out of the playoffs because he got injured, and Jared Stidham, the backup quarterback, came in and blew their chances completely to hell.
Mhm.
For me, though, my favorite NFL team is the Las Vegas Raiders. So we move away from Colorado, not very far, actually, though, now that I think about it. The Raiders have been my grandma's favorite team since she was a kid. And my Uncle Greg, who passed away, who I got the name from, he was a huge Raiders fan. So I kind of grew up into the whole Raiders thing. My grandpa, though, is a Chiefs fan, and the Raiders and Chiefs are rivals.
Oh,
So my grandma, Raiders, grandpa is Chiefs. So the house gets heated every now and then. But yeah. And then soccer, I don't watch soccer, but I really don't care about it.
I know a little bit about soccer. My friend's really obsessed with it. I'm honestly going to ask him more about it just so I can like try to understand it better. I was going to ask you, what is like, because you gave the different like levels, and I know I gave like the teams in general I follow. What is the difference between the levels? Like, what makes them
Like minor league?
yeah, like minor league and then like ML, like yeah.
So in the MLB, since I worked at the minor league affiliate for the Reds, so we start off with, I believe it's high A, then it goes single A, double A, triple A, and then the MLB.
Okay.
So high A is like, hey, you just got introduced into this system. We drafted you. You're starting here, and you work your way up the ranks until you're ready for the MLB.
Okay.
So if a team is playing like, let's say in triple A, that's the step right below the MLB. So if you say you like, oh wow, that rookie's killing it, and this guy up in the MLB, he's had a really bad slump. So they'll send the MLB guy down to the AAA team to kind of get some reps in with like lower level players. So that way he can kind of build up his rapport and just come back stronger.
That sounds
And they
horrifying.
It is. And they give the young like player like, hey, we want you in the bigs right now. We want to see how you're going to do against these 105 mile per hour ball throwers. And so sometimes it goes amazing. Sometimes it goes really, really bad. Like for the Colorado Rockies, the farm system, which is basically like the entire minor league system is called the farm system because that's where you get players, trade players, you farm them up into MLB players. The Rockies have had a really rough go recently. We've had a lot of talent in minor league that we let walk. Recently, we had this guy named Jeffrey Yan. He was electric. Probably the most outreach we've seen for the team in media in decades. I mean, since probably 2018, we haven't had a sliver of hope as we've had with him. He walked onto the Mexico team because we wouldn't give him a chance. That's why bad ownership equals bad play. It's all there is. And now with the we all know the boogeyman of the MLB right now, the Dodgers. Have you heard why they're hated? Do you know why they're hated?
I don't know why they're hated. I have heard them be called the boogeyman, though.
So the Dodgers there's no cap space in the MLB. You can buy as much as you want. You can not do anything at all. Our team, can you guess what we do? Nothing at all. We barely sign people. We barely buy in free agency, which is basically like a market where all these players who are off of their contracts go. We don't do anything. We sit back and we just ride out off season for no reason. We let our guys walk for minimal price. Like we'll take 2 minor leaguers for one of our major league players. So basically it's a gamble of, are these guys that we're getting going to be good, or are we just going to throw them away because they do nothing?
What's the point in doing something like that, though?
If you develop a superstar out of somebody who just threw them away, we have different coaches, we have different styles of pitching, we have different styles of hitting. If we develop them differently, they could grow up to be a superstar. But the Dodgers, now moving back onto that point, the Dodgers buy any superstar that is off. They've signed Kyle Tucker, who was a Cubs superstar. They've signed Yoshinobu. No, I don't think they got Yamamoto. No, they did. They got Shohei Ohtani. Obviously, everybody knows Shohei Ohtani, one of the best Japanese players in the world, if not the best MLB player in the world. They've signed, actually, let me pull up. I believe that there is a list of how many Dodgers players were signed in 2026. You can start talking about whatever you want while I look at this.
I was going to say, so correct me if I'm wrong, if you hire just willy-nilly, like, these are superstars that are known to be good players, I'm going to take this one, this one, this one, this one, would that not mess up synergy in the team? Because you mentioned that there's different types of playing styles, there's different type of pitching, there's different type of strategies people use in the game. Wouldn't that not mess with either A, the synergy of the team, or B, the player just might be like, I don't want to work with these other players because they don't use my type of style. I can't work with them.
Oh, 100%. The Dodgers have had issues before of this pitcher named, I don't know if it was while he was on the team, but it was the different styles that he had. It was Trevor Bauer, who was accused of sexual assault. And so he had his whole life pretty much ruined for it, even though they found out it was false.
Oh, man.
So he had to go to Japan, where he's still spending his time there. Unfortunately, he still has not gotten a call back up into the MLB because, bad PR. But he fought people in the dugout who had different opinions because he would clash with them a lot. And bringing people to the Dodgers is basically saying, hey, you want a free playoff ride? Here you go. So some people don't, they don't care. They'll just waste their time and play mediocre because they know they're going to do good anyway. And so I'm assuming, obviously there hasn't been a major breakdown, but there's been a lot of people saying that they've had rough times in the Dodgers facilities. They don't agree with everything. And of course you're going to have people all the time be like, oh, wow, I can't believe you went to the Dodgers. Why'd you sell out so hard? But I mean, of course you would want to go to a team that's winning all the time. So in recent times, of course, they signed Kyle Tucker. They have, I believe here we go, the roster moves. We've signed, I think, 3 people so far. Let me go through the Dodgers really quick. The Dodgers have signed Andy Ibanez, who was on the, he was, I believe, he was a Detroit Tigers player. He hasn't played since 2024, so there hasn't been a whole lot. They got Ryan Fitzgerald from the Twins. He was a really, really good third baseman for a while until he went to the Twins and kind of had a fall off here.
Keep you by my side. Keep you from walking up the door. That just started?
Oh, it just started on its own.
Okay, so imagine that happened the whole episode.
That was interesting. No, I think it just started.
It's the backtrack for the players. It's the Dodgers backtrack.
Yeah, no kidding. Michael Ciani, really good pitcher for the center fielder for the I'm thinking of pitchers because they seem to sign so many. Edwin Diaz, superstar pitcher for the Mets. They claimed him.
What makes I know I played little league and stuff when I was younger for baseball.
Sure.
Why does one I know the different bases, there's center, home, home and the first and third. What makes a player good at that position as anyone else? Is it what makes their placement special?
Well, you're asking why they would prefer to go there?
Yeah.
So some people grow up literally just playing the same thing every day. They'll grow up playing first base. They'll grow up pitching the rest of their life. And instead of switching between two different things, they'll build on that. Every year they'll build and build and build until they're throwing heaters, they're throwing sliders, they're throwing curveballs. They just keep building on that because that's what they're good at. If you find something you're good at, you work with it.
Okay, so that's why people would be outfield, first base, second base. Okay, that makes sense.
If I was still playing, I would probably be a pitcher. I was a pitcher for a lot of my little league. Nerve-wracking. It's probably the most nerve-wracking job you can have as a pitcher. But I mean, seriously, if you are building on something, keep building. 100% keep building. So Dodgers, they sign anyone and everyone they possibly can. Especially this Kyle Tucker trade, people were furious. They were furious, 100%. Because Kyle Tucker was supposed to stay with the Cubs as long as the rest of his career. He's pretty old. And then he signs a $200 million deal on top of the billion plus that they're already paying the rest of their team. So they are near, I believe it's $1.5 billion in contracts.
What?
And the Rockies owner, Dick Montfort, his entire net worth is around 500,000. So you can see how that is a huge issue right there.
Yeah.
So people are calling 2027 to be the lockout year where there will be no games played because players don't want to play against a team that is spending billions of dollars while their owner is sitting back doing nothing. People are saying that that's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. I feel like it is going to because it has become incredibly ridiculous.
So when you say lockout year, do you mean like there's just going to be no games?
Yeah, they're going to completely just no games at all. Because I believe if the owner of baseball operate, like the president of baseball, doesn't do anything about cap space, the players don't want to play against that. They don't want to play against a team who's spending billions of dollars and their owners over here dishing out $50,000 for their contract. There needs to be a cap floor and a cap ceiling like every other sports. The NFL, you got a cap ceiling, you got a cap floor. Owners have to spend that amount of money and they can't go over it. So if there's not like let's say you're a billionaire, you want to buy a team and you put your money into it and it's like, okay, well, I got $1 billion to spend. Let's buy every superstar who's on free agency right now. Why not, right?
Then that's just like you're almost guaranteed to win. You can just
every other team is like, oh, we can give you like $100,000 a year for a couple of years, and then you come out of nowhere. We'll give you $150 million for 3 years right now. Who is he going to go to?
Oh my god!
He's going to see that money and be like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll go to you. That's what the Dodgers have been doing. Like I said, the Rockies are worth not much at all. I think they're like middle of the league in worth. But I mean, think of like the Oakland A's. There's a movie made on it, Moneyball. You've seen that, right?
Mm-mm.
Moneyball is a great movie. I recommend you watch it. It's like the embodiment of how can you not be romantic about baseball, is because they defied every odd to make it to the playoffs. They lost, but they weren't even expected to get halfway to that. And so they used their abilities to draft a team that's like overlooked. Like that player, he's playing like crap right now. Why would we draft him? But he's also had these kind of sparks every now and then where he's playing on a certain part of the field. And they'll use that and be like, we'll play him right there. And of course, he goes off. He does really well. And that's the kind of thing that the A's were known for back then. Now, that being said, you still can't win with that. You can't win with a maybe. You can only win with, this guy's a superstar. He's shown, obviously, he can handle it. And of course, you have the draft. The worse you do, the better draft pick you get. Basically, you get first dibs. Now, they implemented a rule for anti-tanking. Tanking, you know, right? Where you purposefully do bad so you can get a better player.
Mm-hmm.
They implemented a rule called, I think it's I don't know what it's called, but it's a certain rule where if you do bad one year, you cannot get a top 10 pick the next year if you do it just as bad, which I can kind of see how that makes sense. It prevents these people from tanking, from not spending any money. But also, if your team's canonically bad, like mine, the Colorado Rockies, we've been bad since the start, you kind of are screwed because you're bad for 1 year. One little player in the draft isn't going to help.
That's going to make like a hierarchy. There's going to be these teams that are noticeable, like they are good. They can, like, if they struggle, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you got the other teams, which they are like as you said, the Rockies notoriously not the best, and because of that, they just can't grow.
Exactly. Like we got Ethan Holiday this year. Ethan is the son of Matt Holiday, who recently played for the Rockies, was one of the best players at that time. Brought us as close to the World Series as we'll ever see. So, of course, he's going to be obviously probably really good. He's already made it to college level ball. He's ready for the MLB. We're going to draft him this year. But, of course, next year we were screwed. Like this new draft, we're screwed. We don't get a top 10 pick because we were already top 10. So we're at the bottom of the barrel. I think we have the 15th round or 15th pick. And so it's like, dude, what do you do at that point? There's nothing you can do. You have to draft someone that's like bottom of the barrel.
And that's
Like-
why Dodgers having all these people is a problem.
Yeah, that's why if you just buy superstars in free agency, you don't ever have to worry about the draft. They get a bad draft pick because they're closest to the not Super Bowl, World Series, and it keeps them growing while every other team is shot down. That's why people hate the Dodgers. That's why I hate the Dodgers, because you cannot win against it, and I think that's why the lockout should happen. That's why it needs to happen, because the players should have a voice in how screwed they are.
Okay. Yeah, and that's probably going to be like a big talking point. Definitely over the next year is going to be, will the lockout happen? Like, what's the
100%.
legitimacy of the lockout?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the NFL, you have that lock space where, like, the Las Vegas Raiders right now, we have like the second highest cap space right now. Like, we have like $80 million to spend over this year. And it's like, wow, that's really good because it starts signing some people that we need.
God, hearing
But
like
then you
80
have
mils
the
is
Kansas City
insane.
Chiefs, who have had a huge regression this year. They didn't even make the playoffs. They are, I think, negative $50 million in the cap space because they spent too much. So now they need to sell even more of their players to get out of that cap space.
Wouldn't that just like obliterate a team? Like it just won't form anymore?
That's why you can't put so much money into the cap space, because they spent too much. Now they are paying for that. They had a historically bad year for them, and that was all they needed to put the nail in the coffin.
How do you even go in the negatives? Like, okay, so the cap space, is that the
Like, they have the money to spend,
Mhm.
but they spend it and then some. They'll spend more on a contract than they're supposed to, and that'll bring them down into the negatives.
Okay.
So, I mean, they have the money to spend, like, physically, but the league is like, that's too much. You guys are spending too much money. That's enough. We're going to have to put you in the negatives until you can pay this back.
They can do that, but like, well, then how's that fair for Dodgers? Because if they're spending all this money, why don't they have a negative? Why don't?
Exactly.
That's insane.
That's why the MLB is pretty flawed right now. It's because there's no cap limit. There's no cap space. There's nothing. So the more the Dodgers spend, the more they'll keep spending because there's no penalty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, like bringing this up because Super Bowl
Yeah.
right around the corner. Football and the other sports, they do have a cap, correct?
Yeah, they do.
Why wouldn't baseball follow that?
I don't know. The president just hasn't implemented it.
Is it like, I don't know if that's laziness or negligence at that point. Like
A little bit of both.
coming from someone who knows, again, this is like going to be a running train throughout the whole series. I don't know much about sports. I'm going in blind. That's why I'm asking questions. That feels like a very big problem, like with the sport as a whole. If I'm going into a sport, if I want to go into something and I want to understand it, why would I want to go into something I'm like, ooh, I like this team. Why wouldn't I follow the team that's clearly winning because they have so much money to spend and it's unfair? Why would I
Also,
follow
think
anyone
about
else?
The president is earning so much money on these games because everybody roots for them. So they get more and more money each year. And so he doesn't worry about it. He's making more and more money each year with these new people. I'm thinking that's probably why he hasn't implemented a cap, is because there's more and more bandwagoning fans going to the Dodgers, going to the Yankees, because they're doing better and better and better and better. That equals more fans, more purchasing, more concessions, more everything. That gives the league more money. And I just don't think the president wants to lose out on that. That's like bringing, let me make an analogy. Let's say the Rockies are the best team in the league.
Mhm.
There's 100,000 people at each game.
Mhm. Oh, I see.
If you have 100,000 people, they buy out all of your food, buy out all your snacks and stuff like that. They go on to win the World Series. It's more and more games added onto the playoffs. There's going to be more people there. 150,000 people, 200,000 people. I'm just saying this because obviously stadiums can't hold that much. But like,
it's a hypothetical.
Yeah, 250,000, 300,000. And then there's going to be more people who bandwagon, who just want to feel the playoffs. And there's going to be more purchasing, more of this, more of that, more hats, more jerseys. And half that money goes straight up to The president.
That feels ridiculous.
It's not good. It's why the lockout is such a big topic right now.
Okay, as someone who's not the biggest sports fan and like going and like learning, why would I want to support baseball or even think about wanting to follow it if it's set up like this? I feel like that's because this feels like a basis that's very much like following people that either naturally, hereditarily, like they follow sports from family, or they are of an older audience. With newer audiences, why would I want to support baseball? Why would I want to watch it if there is this major problem?
Well, I mean, other than just obviously for like the love of the sport.
Yeah.
People, of course, that's why the term bandwagoning was formed, is because of the people who, they're tired of their shitty team. Let's go to this really, really good team. Let's just watch that because I just want to be in the playoffs. I want to be a fan of a good team. But there's people like me who memories formed when I was a kid, and I watched Todd Helton, I watched Troy Tulowitzki, I watched Larry Walker, I watched all these, talent hitting the field, and they were so close to winning that World Series, but they fell short. And he thought, like, okay, maybe the next couple of years we'll give it up and try again. I think that's where, these other teams are still so, big. Like the Cincinnati Reds haven't won in God knows how long at this point, but you see how many people go to the game still? I mean, there's still thousands of people at the game ready to watch in mid-season, like July, nowhere near the playoffs, because they still believe that their team can turn this around. And that's what every fan should want for a bad team, is like they can turn this around and go to the playoffs. They can do whatever they want. We just need to see that talent grow and grow and grow. I think that's why, like, especially me, like seeing Ethan Holiday is really cool. And then seeing Warming Bernabel, who came in, we just drafted a random guy out of free agency, and he blew up. I mean, we literally called him global warming because he was decimating every team. It's those little sparks that keep people from like leaving. It's those little sparks that keep like new players like, wow, that team's also doing pretty cool, like really cool things. They're bad, but I kind of want to see them improve. And I think that's why, it's so important to.
It's the underdog effect.
Yeah, it's the underdog. If you're the underdog in every fight, eventually you're going to have people be like, wow, I kind of want to back this team. I want to see how far they can make it.
Okay, I get it then. As like the second pitch, just going off. So we talked about with MLB, big problem is Dodgers in the cap.
Yeah.
Now, when I brought up my teams, you said rough start with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me?
Just the fan base, really. Like, people shit on the Raiders a lot because the Raiders have been, like, their fans are known to get really violent at the end of games. They're known to lash out at people. But, like, of course, you have, like, people like me who I respect everybody, whatever team you want to root for, until you get to the point where 99% of the fans are just unbearable. Like the Kansas City Chiefs, oh my God, that was so bad.
Really?
Like you'd have those Taylor Swift fans only there for Taylor Swift. They would support the team only for her. That was unbearable. And then they finally get their shot at a little franchise going in with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and they treat them like a deity. Like they're a god. Like, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes is the best in the world. But he's had games where he's like, wow, that's not good at all. But they don't care. They just want to see the playoffs. They bandwagon to the Chiefs so they could watch. And then you have like the Patriots back then when Tom Brady was a huge name. People hated him because, he was good. He was dominating the league. Every time your team faced him, it was, well, we lost. But that's why I just think the Eagles fans, especially after winning that Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and they're just like, oh my God, Jalen Hurts, the best quarterback in the world. No one will ever beat him again. He's the champion. But Jalen Hurts has been known to not be very good. He had that lucky stretch with his team. They worked really well until the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. Okay, that's great. But like Jalen Hurts by himself did not cause that. And people all the time are just like, Jalen Hurts is so much better than so-and-so. Statistically, not at all. Statistically, if we really want to get into it, Geno Smith at his prime I would honestly probably take him over Jalen Hurts right now.
Really?
Jalen Hurts he's good and sometimes, but past games has shown that he doesn't have that spark half the time.
So he's not a reliable player.
He's not reliable at all.
He can play good. He has the
pull
talent.
off he could pull off a Lombardi trophy, but he can't pull off it consistently.
Okay, yeah.
And like Tom Brady, of course, he deserved that like recognition because year after year after year after year, he kept winning and winning and winning. And it's obviously like, yeah, he's a franchise quarterback. He's one of the best. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. It's like easy. But Jalen Hurts has won once in the Philadelphia's like 400 years of drought. And now people treat him like he's just the legendary quarterback no one can ever beat.
I will say, when I don't follow the teams. I'm just kind of like, I sit with my friends or like Brent Hall. And I'm like, woo! Or like, oh, what did he do? That was cool. And then like I see like clips of people like getting flipped. And I'm like, oh, like that's my reactions. I didn't even know it was that bad. Like, to be fair, I don't follow it like obvious other people that watch more of the sport. Do you think it's going to be a big problem this Super Bowl? Or like, how do you think fans might turn if Eagles were to not do so well and stuff?
Well, see, this year, of course, the Patriots are good again with Drake May. However, people talk too highly of him, I think, again, just like Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, a prime example right now. Jalen Hurts won one off and then got bounced out of the playoffs. This time, Drake May has faced, I believe it's 80% of the teams he played this year were under 500 teams. So they've been known to be really bad. And so, of course, he's going to win these games against the bad teams because he has a decent team lined up. And then people, of course, are going to treat him like, I got to say, the Patriots fans now are the cringiest people in the world. They make the worst memes imaginable.
Who would you rate as like the worst fan base for teams, and who would you rate as like the really healthy, like, okay, these people are really chill?
I think the worst fan base to root for or to like associate with is probably it's between Chiefs and Patriots fans.
Really? It's oof.
Well, recently at least. Chiefs, Patriots, and Broncos. I've always hated the Broncos because their fans are insufferable every time we went.
What do they do?
Like every single time the opposite quarterback would like miss a ball, and it's like, okay, that's incomplete. They'd be incomplete the whole time. Like I get the stadium chants, yeah, 100%, but like every single time they do that, it's just annoying. It's like it's a part of the game. And that's another like thing I want to bring up after we're done talking about this is a baseball rule that I need to get off my chest so badly because it pisses me off beyond belief.
You got to be invested.
Just want me to move it to that then?
I mean, yeah.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah. I definitely think that next episode we got to talk more about Super Bowl next episode.
Yeah.
We got it. It's coming up. Not to mention
Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and the Olympics too. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, we still got a lot of time.
Well, yeah. Well, we've been going at it for a minute.
Have we been?
Yeah, like we started at like 3:42.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So the one rule is the pitcher step off in MLB. The pitcher can, he can get set and step off to look at the guy who's on first base to make sure he's not stealing. The fans will erupt in booing him, booing the pitcher.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he steps off?
Because he pauses the game to step off to make sure the other team isn't moving. And I think that I don't ever boo at that because it's so stupid. It's a rule. That's like someone who gets a single. Boo, boo. It's like, it's the opposite team doing good. But like, this is so like.
It feels minuscule. Yeah.
Yeah. That it's absolutely not worth booing for.
Wait, when you say the other team moves, so the pitcher is like the defending team, correct?
Yeah, like let's say you're rooting for the Cincinnati Reds and they're playing the Colorado Rockies.
Okay.
The Rockies are on first and second base and the Reds are pitching.
Mm-hmm.
So the Reds pitcher will step off just to make sure my guys aren't running and my fans will start booing because he's put up the team or he's stopped the game for a little bit. Of course, I can understand why they do it because, it's pausing the game. You want the pitcher kind of get off his mark a little bit, and you want him to know that, like, stop delaying the game. We're gonna hit off you anyway. But it's like, why are we all booing at it? Like when I worked at the bats, every single time the bats stepped off, or every single time that the opposing team would step off, the bats fans would like boo. And it's just like, I don't really understand why they would do that. Because it's a part of the game.
The pitcher, right? He steps off to check them.
Yeah.
Can't you not run? Like, isn't that like a rule? Like, if you're standing on your plates,
you could steal.
So you can quickly so let's say the pitcher is about to throw, you could quickly sprint to the next.
Yeah. So like if let's say you're on first and the pitcher is kind of like, he's kind of out of it right now. He's just like fiddling with his glove for a moment while the catcher gets set. And you're just like, screw it, I think I'm fast enough. So you say, screw it, run to second base. There's no one on second. You can just slide right in and steal that.
Why would people boo at that? That feels like a smart play to be like,
yeah, just to make sure he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, just like because like when the pitcher's getting ready, like they're doing this, if they're stopping to check behind them and they see someone's about to move, boom, you toss it back quickly. Get him. That seems like a good idea.
That's what they call picking off in baseball. Is when you're a little too far off the bag and the pitcher throws to the first baseman and they tag him before he can even get back to the base. That's out. He's picked off.
Why would you? Okay, that feels ridiculous.
That's like in the NFL. I'm trying to think of a good analogy here for this one. So your team right now is getting ready to throw the ball, and instead of like normally at the end of the game, they do victory formation where they'll just kneel and that'll set the clock down to where the game ends. It's basically game over. We win. So instead of doing that where everyone's like, oh, sweet, yeah, it's like they're forcing him to throw the ball when they don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the same thing there. Like if you're not in victory formation, you're getting booed. I don't understand why they would do that. Because, yeah, of course there's a chance that the runner will go to second base. Of course, yeah. If he thinks he's fast enough, he'll steal on you, no problem. But if the pitcher wants to, like, kind of check on him just to make sure he doesn't go, and he wants to pause the game for a moment to have him go back to his base, 100%. I think that's totally fair. I don't understand why everyone boos for it.
But that makes me think of is like, imagine that feels like when you fake out a shot in basketball. Like, I know about that. That feels like if you booed at someone for doing that, it's a good strategy. It's a good call. If you feel like there's defenders, juke them out, then go.
Exactly. That's almost exactly what it's like. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Again, I don't know much about sport. I know, like in basketball, people do like fake shots, and then they'll quickly like shimmy and bounce, fake shot, go. That's like booing. They're like, oh, boo, you didn't shoot the ball. Yeah, I didn't shoot the ball because it's a smart play.
Yeah. But of course, I mean, you have the fans who will boo anything, and the fans who are just like, oh, yeah, he was definitely down. He was definitely down, when obviously he wasn't. Like the Broncos and Bills game, there was a play where it's still very controversial right now, where the Bills receiver caught the ball and went down. The ball slipped out when he went down, and they called it an incomplete pass. They had to go back and do it again. That could have very much won them the game, the Bills. But since they overruled it, they looked back at it. It looked like he had the ball the whole time. It really did. It looked like he had the ball. He was down by contact, and then the ball slipped out. But just because the refs didn't call it right, the Bills lost the game. Josh Allen was forced out of the playoffs again.
That's insane.
That's a man I feel so bad for. I feel so bad for Josh Allen. Of course, he's a millionaire. It's not like he's going to have a bad life.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody deserves a playoff, it's him. He's been kicked out by Lamar Jackson, by Patrick Mahomes numerous times in the playoffs. He's brought them almost every year to the playoffs. Never got a chance to win the Super Bowl because he just gets so unlucky, or he plays so bad that one game and it'll just destroy the whole thing.
Dang.
If there's one man who I would love to see get one, it's him.
Yeah. Oh, and audience, because we want to I was just thinking about this. We want to be able to pull up clips and show scenes of like different sports, different situations. We're going to get a green screen. this Wednesday. But I'm going to bring in a green screen so that way next episode we can like have stuff on in the background.
Yeah.
I am so curious about the different play styles, formation. Because you said victory formation. I'm like, that sounds interesting. I don't know anything, but like
it's pretty simple. I mean, victory formation is literally the quarterback snaps the ball from the center and then just takes a knee.
Okay.
While everybody else kind of like keeping him away so he doesn't fumble the ball in the middle of it, which I think has happened before.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a trade right there.
A trade? Ooh,
Yeah.
what happened?
Seattle Mariners are acquiring Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals. That's an interesting move. Brendan Donovan's been with the Cardinals for like 5+ years.
I will say a good portion of my family is moving up to Seattle, so I'm probably going to be hearing, go Seattle!
If you, Mariners are in that spot right now. They're kind of like the Bills right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've made it to almost all the way to the World Series this year, but just fell short.
I wonder why they're doing that. Like this is like these are interesting. Like this sounds interesting. I would love to learn more. Obviously, I'm not.
We should do a vlog where I take you to a Bats game.
That would be so much fun,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be in shock the whole time. Yeah, I would love that.
That would hopefully be a good game too. They start back up, I think, in March
Okay.
or April, something like that.
Oh, it could be a birthday. Oh, please have one on my birthday. That'd be so funny.
What day is it?
21st,
What day?
April.
I mean, weekday or weekend.
I do not know off the top of my head.
Okay. Because I mean, it's almost every other day. They're here for a week and they're gone for a week. So
Calendar. Tuesday
that you said April 21st.
Mhm.
And their first game is on March 27th. April 21st, you said?
Mhm.
Oh, dang. That's the day they leave.
Why?
We can go April 19th.
That
1
works.
p.m.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
I mean, we could literally go to opening day. March 28th, 27th, sorry.
Let me see. March 20th.
It's the Omaha Storm Chasers and the Louisville Bats. And so, I didn't even that the Bats are the Reds, basically, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. So this is also going to be.
I'm getting like a giant brain blast just learning all this.
So I'm going to go here. So the Aberdeen Ironbirds. You know them?
No.
Exactly. You hear from them, Albuquerque Isotopes is the Colorado Rockies AAA team.
Just a weird. Why is the isotope? What?
The Louisville Bats is the Cincinnati Reds. The Hartford Yard Goats is the Rockies AA team.
What are these mascot like?
The Indianapolis Indians? You've seen them, right? In
Yeah.
Indiana. Yeah. They are the Pittsburgh Pirates AAA team. Yeah.
We have the Pirates?
Yeah. I figured Indianapolis would be closer to Cincinnati, but I guess not.
What in the world? Oh my gosh, I'm going to learn so much in this series. What?
So, here, let me do this. Ooh, that's a rough marker.
It works.
Kind of. Holy crap, does it?
Try to blue.
What is up with all these markers being terrible?
Maybe we should donate
Oh, I think
markers.
it's the one I threw to Porter.
Oh.
Let me leave this organized.
Oh no. It's our first episode. This is chill. That's mine. I brought two. I accidentally brought both my sets of keys, and I was like, "Oh, that's a stupid idea. Why did I do this?"
That was weird. I was like, "Oh shit!" Porter didn't leave his keys. Okay.
Oh, much better.
Yeah. Oops. What the hell was that?
How long have we been going, by the way?
I didn't check.
Well, I'm gonna check it fast.
What's it? 45. Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad. We still got 15 minutes before we guaranteed we have to sign off.
Okay. So we start out at high A, this is like collegiate level. So basically, it's practically the NCAA.
Why is it high AA? That feels like it should be like reversed.
It is. I'm just doing it like
okay.
MLB's like just the last step.
Got you.
So like, let's say you're a promising new pitcher. You come in and you just finished your season at IU.
Mhm.
You just finished your season here, and the Rockies are, hey, we want you for our team. And you're just like, okay, yeah, sure. We'll work out a contract. They'll send you here first, high A. Let's say you prove yourself, you throw 2 no-hitters, almost unheard of for like such a minor league affiliate. You will move to either one of these first. They can either tell you, oh, you did 2 no-hitters against these guys? We're going to send you straight to AA. We want you just to go straight there because we think that you have what it takes. So they'll send you to the Hartford Yard Goats, and you will go all the way to Hartford and play for them. Now, if they say, we think you have what it takes, but we just want to be sure, they'll send you to high A. And once in high A, you say, let's say you play good enough to where they're like, all right, you know what? We want you to go to AA, back to Hartford. And it's like, okay, well, hey, I'm in Hartford now. Keep playing. You're still dominating. Every time you go out, you're a shutout pitcher. They'll be, okay, you're going to AAA. You're 1 step away from the majors, 1 step away from your big league debut. Let's say, again, you're in Albuquerque, absolutely dealing. Every single, former MLB players come down, no shot against you. They'll say, okay, we want you to make your debut. You'll go to your debut, shit the bed. You will play the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they will hit. And it's like, okay, that was a rough game. We'll keep moving. We'll see how you do against the Pittsburgh Pirates. You come in, shit the bed again. It's bad. It's real bad. It's a blowout. They score 5 earned runs off you in the first inning. They're like, okay, you know what? We're going to send you back down just for a moment, back down to AAA. So you can get your bearings, so you can kind of come back better next time. Dominate again. You are just dealing. It's like, okay.
Then come back and do it.
1 more shot and deal. You play the Angels. It's a massacre. You are down. It's bad. That's the life for a lot of pitchers, a lot of players. They will come into the MLB, get shit on, do really good in AAA. Michael Tolia on the Colorado Rockies. He's gone now, I think. I don't remember who we got rid of.
They still make good money, though, in AAA.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Their contract, if they sign an MLB contract with you, you still make MLB money in any. So, some people make money in single A. So, you come back in, 1 final shot. MLB, you're dealing. You're Paul Skeens. You're the next Shohei Ohtani pitching. Okay. Let's see. This reserve pitcher who's been doing bad, we're going to have him instead. You go back down to AAA. And so you are in MLB. You have taken his spot. Now, of course, if he starts absolutely decimating people in AAA, they're going to put you and him against each other. And it's pretty much at all times, it is an absolute battle between who stays and who goes. It's pretty much a battle the whole time. First base, second base, doesn't matter where you're playing. You're always at war with the other person.
Okay. I can see how that could get really competitive really quick then.
Yeah. Let me try to think of Bubba Chandler. Absolutely awesome dope pitcher from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's obviously going against Paul Skeens as a starting pitcher. And of course, teams have multiple starting pitchers, but have 3 or 4 per their rotation. So let's say they have Paul, they have you, they have Bubba, and they have me.
Mm-hmm.
So, he plays Monday, you play Tuesday, Bubba will play Thursday, and then I will play Sunday. Paul gets beat up. You do really good. Bubba, beat up. Me, good. So it's like, okay, let's take who did good, me and you. And, they've earned their place for now. Bubba and Paul. Paul is a superstar. He's been known. He has, say, 10 wins this season already. So obviously, one loss against his 10. He's 10-1 right now. He's killing it this
Still
year.
9 overall.
Yeah. So let's say you are right now. You're 3-4 now with that win. So you were 2 wins, 4 losses on the season. Now you have 3 wins and 4 losses. You're almost evened out. You're putting up numbers, but it's still not as much as they would want. Bubba, let's say he was doing terrible this season. He's 0-5. He hasn't won a single game pitching yet. Obviously, he is most likely going to be
on chopping block.
Yeah, he's going to be sent down. And then they, instead of Bubba being there, they're going to say, you know what? Let's bring in Jose Altuve. I know he's not the pitcher, but they'll bring him in and they'll say, okay, you're in now. And, let's say 2 games later, Jose's 0-2. He's done. They'll say, okay, you know what? Jose, you're back to AAA. Who are we bringing up? Bubba's back. Let's say that it's the only 2 pitchers that are in the MILB for them. So Bubba, he gets another chance. He wins 3 games in a row.
He's doing great again.
There's your starting rotation.
All right.
And of course you have, these are just starters. Here's all your relievers. And then here's all your closers.
My God,
Just
I would
pitching.
hate to manage that.
And so all of this entire system is on this system, is on this system.
Okay, I'm lying. That would actually be really fun to manage, but still.
It is on left fielder system, center fielder system, right, third, second, first, pitching, catching. Every single one of these playing positions has this setup. And of course, if you're the only, if the catcher in AAA is really bad, we're probably never going to call this guy up. You can trade him away, and the guy who's in MLB, no matter how bad he does, he's most likely going to stay because you only need 1 player for that position. So that's how complicated the system is. And now when you have something like the Rockies where it's all, okay, so our pitchers right now, and then we'll probably end on this. The pitchers right now are not doing hot.
We should do sport by sport because baseball's already so much.
Yeah, 100%. So the Rockies.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, here's the Rocks, here's the starting lineup, blah, 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 whoever. And then here's our pitcher, Marquez.
Okay.
He's been, he's a veteran. We'll bring him in opening day and see how well he does. The final game is Rockies, Pirates. I don't know what that was.
Mhm.
Pirates. Rockies scored 1 run. Pirates scored 14. Marquez now has an ERA of the season, which is earned run average. So they average how many runs he has with how many innings he's pitched. He pitched 1 inning. Gave up 7 runs. Not good. So he now has an ERA of 7. And now I'm not 100% on how the math works for the rest of it. I just know that obviously you divide, and I don't do division in my head. I've seen some people ERA, aka some of our team.
Oh my gosh.
42 ERA. And of course, that's only like a game or 2, depending on how bad they do in each inning. But let's say, okay, Marquez obviously wasn't the guy for the job. Let's bring in Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland, another veteran we had, dominated. Today, we started out with an ERA of 1. Pitched 1 inning. Got destroyed. So his ERA bumped up to
Ooh, in 1?
1 inning, gave up 10 runs.
Okay.
It's 1 divided by 10.
So you want to keep it as low as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah. The lower average, the better you are. So let's say Paul Skeens has pitched for 300 innings, and his average earned runs per inning, per game is...
That's great.
It's pretty good. Now, of course, if you have somebody whose ERA is... Actually, let's go batting average really quick. Batting average, Aaron Judge from the Yankees.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Big dude, number 99. He was batting insane. His batting average, which is basically the same thing except for how many hits they have. If you go 0 for 4, you're 0. If you go 1 for 4, you're 0.25. Stuff like that. His batting average was upwards towards, I want to say... So every time he came up to bat, it was a flip of the coin if he'd hit off you, no matter what arsenal you had. And at some points, I believe he even got up to, let me not talk out of my ass really quick. Let me make sure I get this right.
So with batting, you want the higher number. With pitching, you want a low number.
Right.
Got you. I'm guessing you want a high number
What did I
2
say?
for
Average?
saves.
Sorry, I meant slugging. Slugging was it's like home runs or hard hit balls per game. Average, he had, just for the 2025 season alone,
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
wrong. Means every single time he comes up to bat, it's a third of a chance he'll hit off of you. He gets 4 chances a game.
Oh my gosh.
So we divide, obviously a third times 4 times he does that, he's most likely going to get a hit off you.
No, I was in the because I wouldn't want to face that. That's what I meant.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. And then his slugging was insane. It was like 600.
What in the world?
So every time he hit a ball, it was more than a flip of a coin that he would destroy that ball. That's why Aaron Judge is a crazy player, is because how hard he hits and how often he hits is...
We just have a crazy reaction time.
Oh, I mean, do you know how fast it is from pitcher to bat?
Like, not the
milliseconds.
My gosh.
Because they have to decide whether or not to hit, decide what pitch it is, decide if it's in the zone, decide if their bat can hit it. They have to time their bat. They have to hit the bat exactly where the ball is and time it so that way as soon as it enters their hitting zone, they can go out. All of that in one swing.
I need to give baseball more credit.
Oh, baseball's like the hardest sport. People always give shit. It's like, so easy. All you do is run bases and shit.
You gotta be fast,
some
calculating.
of the hardest stuff you can ever do in your life. Now, of course, as a kid, I never took it that seriously. I'm guessing that's why I didn't stick with it. But, of course, you got... somewhere to end this off here. I mean, it's just, what can you do, from pitching mound to home plate? They're throwing 100 miles an hour on average. Let's say you're facing Mason Miller from the A's. You're looking at 105 miles an hour off his hand. And just the distance to the plate, that's the only time you got to think about whether you want to hit it or not.
My gosh, what?
And that's why Mason Miller is such a hot topic for pitching. He may not be like the best at, ERA and stuff like that, but he throws hard and that gets people off their game. Like Aaron Judge, he's used to, 98 to 103. If you're throwing 105, that's out of his range. He's like, wow, he's throwing really fast. I'm kind of off right now. And so, of course, that'll make his average go down. But yeah, just talking about stats for now. I can go deeper into it with NFL. Because the NFL has like 100 stats per player.
This is a great episode. I feel like I learned a lot.
Good. That's what I'm trying to get through to people. Is sports is really hard and a really delicate thing, especially when you equate mental health into it. I mean, you've had how many people kill themselves that were pro athletes? It's hard for a lot of people. Most recently, like Kyron Lacey, the college who was supposed to be drafted this year, I believe he killed someone in an accident. Killed himself after because he couldn't take the going to jail instead of being an NFL player. But of course, actions have consequences. Can't be driving 130 and decimate an entire family. Henry Ruggs.
Oh my gosh.
He was supposed to be such a good player for the Raiders, but he made a dumb decision, and that got him jail. Can't play with a criminal record. And then Antonio Brown, you know him?
No.
We'll have to go into. You know what? That should be our next topic.
Next episode.
Olympic, NFL, CTE. You know what that is, right? You don't know what CTE is? It's a medical condition.
What medical condition?
It is a condition in the brain that it messes you up real bad. Continuous head trauma. Football players taking constant hits. Antonio Brown was a prime example. He now tweets out stuff about how he hates Jews and how he hates black people and how he says a lot of wild stuff on Twitter. Really affects your decision making. It's like Kanye, you know him, right?
Yeah.
How he went off the deep end. Kind of like that. Where it will force players to kind of go off the deep end because of the brain trauma.
That'd be a fun topic. Yeah, definitely like health, like injuries.
It happens to a lot of players. Gronkowski has it, but it doesn't affect people as much as it does other people. Like Gronkowski, you don't see him going on Twitter ranting about race and sex and gender. He just lives his life. But I mean, Gronk is taking so many hits to the head where it's like, yikes, we got to hope you don't ever go into something like that. The brain damage is there, but it's not so relevant, And of course, baseball players can obviously have that as well.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can only imagine first off, if you just like a stray ball.
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time.
With like 105 yeah, that's horrible.
I mean, hit by pitch is a normal thing in the game where you'll get hit by a 95 mile per hour chunk of.
No.
Yeah. What's it called? That's why they make youth balls so that way kids don't get destroyed. There was a pitcher for the Rockies. I think it was this year or last year who was pitching. No, it was last year. They hit it off the bat at about 120 something miles an hour, and it hit him directly in the skull. Fractured his skull, and he was back pitching the next year.
Nah.
That's how resilient the player. Of course, that's going to have some mental issues with you because it's like every time you pitch, you think of what if this happens again. I don't want to go through that again. But yeah.
That sounds awful. Oh my gosh.
Every single at-bat you take could be the one that messes you up. And again, I think that's why mental health is so important to talk about in sports. Is because you don't really think of these pitchers as like people. You think of them as pitchers.
They're players. They're not people.
Exactly. But yeah, I think any other words you think?
I think that's a great way to end this off as we cover the next episode about health because that was a great transition.
So health, we'll go with CTE. We'll talk about the Super Bowl, obviously, because we're doing Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about the Olympics and CTE, health, mental health, stuff like that, and just how it affects people. So
yeah. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. And next time we will have a ball so we can actually
pass back
bring this
We can make it an item from the sports that we talk about, like our first.
I have a football, so
We could just like every time it's like, oh, we cover like mostly baseball. We'll do baseball.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
But yeah, we'll bring that just to kind of give a representation of what we're talking about. So we'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye. Quit.